ladies and gentlemen, I maybe take as example my boss and teacher, Mr. Litvinenko, and speak not as official person, but only as expert. So my speech is only about, will reflect only my personal, not official position. The very useful remark of Mr. Litvinenko is described of changing in global security environment, and I will try to shape my views on regional consequences of these changes. From the March of this year, we in Ukraine and Russia, in fact, in the state of war. In the March of this year, it was the start of concealed military aggression, and it's connected with also subversion and economic warfare. One of the first acts of this war was the Crimea annexation. The consequences on such annexation was not only dealt of severe blow to the system of global security, but also created a big grey zone which produced new threats to regional security. Now we can see continuing process of militarization Crimean Peninsula. It is not only about increasing the number of ground forces which could suit mostly for Ukraine, but we see also that Russia tries to convert Crimea in some kind of unthinkable air carrier, which could be means of pressure not only for Ukraine but all neighbor countries. There are even some evidences that Russians consider the possibility of tactical nuclear weapons deployment on the peninsula. But this is not only threat. Even more dangerous is the process of deepening conflicts in the Crimean society, because such process can be rationally managed or controlled by somebody. Some of these conflicts are connected to the worsening economic situation of the peninsula because of intentional destruction of economic ties between Crimea and other Ukrainian regions. But even more serious concerns are caused by the process of, I maybe use such term, Caucasization of Crimea. It is not only about some interest to Crimean affairs from Chechen business with some special methods of economic competition. It's more essential that Russia, in fact, tries to establish in Crimea the same model of governance which it established in their North Caucasus autonomous republics. What I mean? The central government is relies on local corrupted elite, which appropriate great part of regional revenues. Such appropriation is factically a price for controlling groups which central government sees as unloyal. But from the other hand, the means of such control, the discrimination and the oppression make social conflicts escalate in violent forms. Now it's not happening in Crimea, but there is very dangerous sign from this point of view. Unfortunately, we can't say that annexation of Crimea is the final point. In fact, it's only this annexation push Russia for further destabilization of the situation in Ukraine, because it's the only way to preserve the control of the Crimea Peninsula. Only backing up the armed conflict in Ukraine and war hysteria in Russian society Kremlin could avoid some very awkward question from as well as Russian people and international community. The question from Russian people is about really huge internal problems of Russia, and the question from international community about its 19th century style annexation of Crimea. So we see a strong stimulus for Russian leaders to expand direct or concealed aggression in western part of Black Sea. Of course, Ukraine do all what he could to stop spreading zone of violence on its territory. But Ukrainians need clear support this position for all states, especially from Black Sea states, including regional power Turkey, to neutralize the serious threat to expansion of direct and concealed or concealed Russian aggression along north coast of Black Sea. It's also very important to use influence of Turkey for protection Ukrainian citizens, Crimean Tatars, who live now under Russian occupation. Such protection could be vital for avoiding and preventing the worst scenario in Crimea, when dynamic and vivid Tatar community will be will be isolated in some kind of social ghetto, marginalized, and thereafter radicalized. Of course, every decision has its price. Russia is very important trade partner of Turkey and energy supplier. So the support of Ukraine could, in some extent, hurt such relation. But every position has its own price. If Russia succeeds, it's not would be simply the change of north neighbor of Turkey. In fact, it would be expansion of war zone or expansion of something which we could see now in Syria, the territory which with anybody in charge, full of militants and weapons, and with no economy. Even now, the territory of Turkey is half surrounded by a zone of conflicts, active or so-called freeze, but what unfortunately could erupt at every moment. Now, the end of such acts of instability is the Tartus in Syria and Sebastopol in Ukraine. The spreading of this arc would make Turkey more vulnerable and bring huge direct and indirect economic losses because of split of established economic cooperation, decrease of transit potential, and decline of investment and attractiveness. It was said, and it's almost conventional, but often forgotten wisdom, that every crisis brings not challenges but opportunity. We have huge challenges. But if Ukraine and Turkish cooperation in solving current security problem will be successful, we could receive very interesting result. In fact, as I would say, that this crisis is maybe a result of natural death of post-Soviet economic and political structures. These structures were shaped in the way which was very damaging for economic development and cooperation. So Turkey and UK have a very good chance to become architects and thereafter beneficiaries of new geographic space that could be economic and cultural hub for East-West and North-South geographical access of international cooperations. Thank you very much for your attention.